Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sol again, and I'm just making a video right now, just talking about my general opinions about Final Fantasy 15 episode Gladiolus, which came out at least 2 days ago now. Now, for one, I couldn't get started with the DLC right away because basically, I don't know why, but I got the DLC very late, like several hours late after it was released for everywhere else in the world, which is kind of stupid, really. But thank goodness that I did get it on the same day. If it wasn't released on that day, then what the heck was Sony or Square doing? Well, I think it was mostly Sony's fault if they got the DLC out this late. But, anyways. Now, let me think about what to talk about. Oh, yeah. Like with every other video you might be seeing about this DLC, you're probably thinking, should you get this? Well, in terms of story, if you want to understand it more, you could get this, but it's either, I think, $5 to buy alone, without the season pass. But if you do get the season pass, that's $25, which will come with a few DLC add-ons, especially the Holiday Pack and Booster Pack plus the other three DLC episodes with Gladiolus, which is currently out. The episode Prompto is going to be coming out next, which is going to be in June of 2017. And finally, episode Ignis, which is coming out, I don't know when, because there hasn't been any confirmation on when episode Ignis might come out. We might get in September, maybe, due to the DLC being 3 months away, but who knows. Anyways, now real quick, here's another question. Is this game easy to complete, as in trophy-wise? It can be easy to complete, but for a couple of the trophies, I suggest you read up on guides for them, like Picker-Upper. There will be some, out-of-sight items, so make sure you search around carefully during your playthrough of this, if you decide to get the DLC. Yeah, the second trophy is Column Colossus. This is a very easy trophy. Any columns you see along your way towards the, end of the game, basically. Just pick them up whenever you can, either in or out of combat. That is simple as that. Next up is Master and Pupil. Just perform 5 link strikes with Core, who will be assisting you throughout almost the entirety of this DLC. Now, the one easy thing I found about this trophy is that there is somewhat of a glitch where you can repeatedly do blind spot link strikes behind certain foes. Like the snake enemy you fight a bit at the start. Let's see. Shield of the Chosen King. Complete either the trials on normal, meaning beat the entirety of episode Gladiolus on normal difficulty. Yeah. Oh, I almost forgot to mention about the Picker-Upper trophy. Right. In total, you will get about 12 high potions, 36 potions, and 9 Phoenix Downs. That is how many items you will get in total there. Here. Transcendence. Defeated Core. I do suggest you read up on a guide in order to beat Core, since he is a very tough super boss. His attacks are fast, and you will need to have a keen sense of hand-eye coordination if you want to dodge his attacks. No Pain, No Gain. Scored 500,000 or more points in Score Attack. And then a new Blade Master. Score 1 million or more points in Score Attack. Now, I did earn both of these trophies. Except for No Pain, No Gain. And I was going to bed after that because it was very late. at the time when I was doing that. Same thing for a new Blade Master. I managed to get... I actually managed to get both of those trophies around the same time, so that's surprising. Now, to get 1 million points in score attack, I don't suggest that you rush through everything, but make sure you do try to stay within the allotted time that they give you, because I think you'll fail if you don't get through each stage within a set amount of time. Oh, and let me just explain how this works. There are 4 stages within score attack, and this is just separated by each trial boss you face. He's up to Gilgamesh. And also, throughout score attack, you will not be able to save, nor will you be able to go to any rest points. So basically, you're speedrunning the entirety of episode Gladiolus, which might take you from 25 minutes to maybe 32 minutes, because that's my average of the time. I can even show you right now. Just turn down the music a bit. DLC. Because episode Gladiolus, for the score attack mode, like I said, there are 4 stages. Excuse me. If I go to my Hall of Fame, for my rank 1 spot in it, that was my 3rd run. I managed to get the 1 million points after reading up on a strategy guide. Now, my score is 1,065,289 points. Now, of how I scored each stage. Stage 1, I got 200,072 391 points. Stage 2, I got 119,448 800 points. 448 points. Stage 3 is where you'll earn the most points, and you'll... I should explain each stage of how much time there is. Stage 1 and Stage 2 and Stage 4 will allot you at least 10 minutes to complete them. Stage 3, on the other hand, allots you with 15 minutes, since it's one of the longer stages to get through. But you'll earn a lot more points that way. Now anyways, for Stage 3, I earned 400,057, having 8,6,700 points. So, 457,867 points. Yeah. Stage 4, I scored less because it's only a single fight, but it's against Gilgamesh. And remember, his fight is 2 phases long. And then there is an item bonus to be taken under consideration here. Now for me, I basically only used, I think, 2 Phoenix Downs. And I got 130,000 extra bonus points from the item bonus. So the less items you consume throughout it, the more points you'll earn from the item bonus. And that pretty much put my score high enough to reach 1 million. Now, of what each score is going to be consisting of, there will be combat score, or meaning how much you earn throughout your combat, the kill count score, or you'll be killing all the enemies throughout your runs, trust me on that. Your max combo will be taken under consideration as well. Plus, you'll gain a combo bonus based on how many combos you got. And there is a time remaining bonus. I only had 57 seconds left with 642 milliseconds on the side. So my time bonus was 5,764. And the same can be applied throughout the others. Stage 3, I nearly wasted about almost 13 minutes on that one, because I was focusing on one little factor, making sure I blocked at the right time to do a counter, because blocking and countering will basically get you the most points. So be sure you try and do that. It will take a little bit of practice, unless you have played the Chapter 13 verse 2, which basically extends the story a bit on Chapter 13 to give you a different perspective on things. Plus, it will feature gameplay from episode Gladiolus. I should mention that. And that's basically it, really. So for each stage, combat score, kill count score, max combo, combo bonus, time remaining, and the time remaining will go into a time bonus to give you more or points that way. So essentially, that is how everything seems to work for the score attack mode. And yes, it only took me 3 tries just trying to get all of the it only took me like 3 tries just to get to 1 million. My first try was to see how it would work. The second try was to get 1 million, but at the third try was when I got the 1 million. And that was after looking at a few tips. Now, of course, after you clear episode Gladiolus, you will gain a few different things to use throughout it. For one, for the main game, if you clear score attack, or I think it was the final trial, you will gain the regular attire for Gladiolus, which it's like the Crown's Guard fatigues, only that it gives you a little bit more strength for Gladiolus, but it reduces his defense. That's something you should know right there. However, from episode Gladiolus, if you clearly hear it, you will gain a special weapon for it known as the Genji's Blade. Now, out of all the other great swords in the game, the Genji Blade will give you the most amount of HP bonus from it. For a great sword, of course. But it is a very worthwhile weapon I'd suggest getting. It doesn't have any additional bonuses, but it is pretty powerful. So if you're a newcomer to this game, and you wish to play it to get a powerful weapon, you can do that. Just be ready for a bit of a challenge, because if you're going for 100% completion on all the trophies and whatnot, you're gonna need a couple of guides just to get yourself through it, so this way you don't find yourself spending too much time on the DLC. For me, it took me for my second run, it only took me about 42 minutes, I think it was. Maybe. It wasn't a lot of time I spent on my second rundown of the game because I had to get the picker-upper trophy. Yeah, and I needed a guide for that. As for my first run, it took me about an hour to beat. So, from an average standpoint, for me, so far, the time ranges from between the second and my first run. And my second run having a lower amount of time for it. Now, for episode Gladiolus, you will also gain a special glaive art ability that you can use throughout score attack, or if you're going through a new game, another rundown of the game, you can choose to use the Dual Master glaive art to try it out. It's a very powerful glaive art, but you need to have your Valor gauge all the way at max. Where you can use Maelstrom, which is one of Gladiolus's ultimate glaive arts for this mode, for this DLC. Basically. Now, the final... Oh, what else should I say? And again, Does Gladiolus control as smooth as he did from the chapter 13 verse 2? Yes, he controls the same way from chapter 13 verse 2, although the Rage Mirror doesn't build as easily this time around. It will decrease these when you use when you're attacking foes. In order to build it up, you'll have to take damage or guard from attacks. Now remember, he has a focus gauge, and if that depletes, you'll lose focus and be open to an attack. And one other thing I should mention, if an enemy is glowing red, do not attack them, or else you'll be left open to an attack yourself. Plus, you might take a little bit of side damage along the way, so that's something to be aware of. Now, is there any other things I should mention before I end things off? Well, there's not really a lot. Let me just go back to the trophies, see if I accidentally missed anything. Nope. I think that is it. Although I should mention right now, for anyone in the US who is playing Episode Gladiolus, on the PSN right now, I think you can get the Gourmet set for free. The Gourmet set is like an add-on. It was one of the DLC pre-order bonuses from a myriad of sources. Trust me, there are a lot of DLC pieces. Yes, it was the Gourmand set. That will be free for anyone to purchase. And I think it is kind of worthwhile for anyone who is new to the game that is playing the game for the very first time. Because for the Gourmand set, and you will only gain one new recipe, which was kind of stupid at first for Sony to release, or Square, I think. I don't know who's in charge of pricing these DLCs, but they released it at 49 cents, which is stupid for one recipe that will only serve you throughout, like, the beginning of your journey. And that's it right there. Only for the beginning of your journey. Why charge people almost 50 cents just for one recipe? I don't understand, but they did change the price to making it free. Thank goodness. It takes 1.1 megabytes up on your memory. If you have a PS4 Pro like I do, that doesn't really matter too much. Not at all. There are other DLC sort of things, like for instance, if you do get the Day 1 edition of Final Fantasy 15, you can get the Masamune, which is Sephiroth's weapon from the Final Fantasy series. It's a great sword weapon, by the way. It's good for dealing damage to vulnerable targets after breaking their appendage. Ah, dang it. Why did I accidentally put at my holiday pack free version of the download? Well, aren't I an idiot right now? Anyways, I'll just go through the DLC items you can probably get. The Season Pass, it will include several bits of add-ons. Now, Holiday Pack free version. Now, from this, you will gain... Alright. From the free version of the Holiday Pack, you will gain the Experience Band, which will basically negate any experience gained from the entire party. Warriors Fanfare, you will gain an extra Ascension Point, or AP, after a fight if you get an A+ in combat, or in offense, I meant, after a fight. Chocomog T is a special costume for Noctis. I never really use it because the stat bonuses aren't too good. Carnival Passport, this is only for the limited time Chocomoogle Carnival. Oh, unfortunately, which did end as it is. Yeah, so, sorry for anyone who missed out on that. And there was some neat stuff you could get if you're a new player. Now, the Holiday Pack Plus, which is the one you get for free if you're a Season Pass user, you'll gain the Ring of Resistance, which is very good if you're using magic a lot. The entire party will not be affected by the magic attacks. So that's a good thing because Friendly Fire is on for some reason. Tech Turbocharger. Now, I'll describe the effects. It will charge up your tech gauge or accelerate the replenishment of the tech gauge, but it will freeze the armor gauge, meaning it won't fill up from your attacks whatsoever, or from taking damage. Armor Accelerator is like the Tech Turbocharger, but, it accelerates the armor replenishment rate while it freezes the tech bar. I don't recommend using them unless you don't have the armor yet in the game. Then you can use Tech Turbocharger. Let's see, Blitzer's Fanfare. This will, if you get an A+ in time, you will gain 2 AP. And Tactician's Fanfare, you'll gain AP if you get an A+ in Finesse. That's the one problem about this game. Getting an A+ in Finesse is very, very difficult, unfortunately. Key of Prosperity. This will increase the drop rate of items. Stamina Badge. It's for Noctis only. You'll be able to run or hang from point warp suspension areas without expending any of your stamina. And this just comes from me. The Festive Ensemble is another costume for Noctis. It makes him look like a person out of a mariachi band. Photo frames, which are Holiday Pack exclusives, and the Carnival Passport. You will gain the Carnival Passport from the Holiday Pack and Holiday Pack Plus. Just so you know. Now, there are other in-game weapons you could get, but these are only for basically the start of it all. Well, there is the Mage Mashers, the Guybolg, and the Blazefire Saber. Blazefire Saber is a sword weapon, Guybolg is a lance weapon, and the Mage Mashers are a dagger weapon. Now, there are 4 different recolors for the regalia you could get. The Platinum Leviathan, the Gold Chocobo, the Sydney Mobile, and 16-bit buddies. Pretty cool in all honesty, but they're 50 cents a piece. There is the Royal Regiment outfit, which is very good because there is a jacket and no jacket version. With the jacket, you will gain the highest amount of HP and MP increase out of any other costume set within the game. Wow. Oh yeah, I think it increases the replenishment rate of the MP gauge, which is always a good thing. Now, the no-jacketed version will only give you the endurance ability, which you can run or suspend from point warp on suspension points areas without expending your stamina gauge, and it will increase the damage you deal from your magic attacks. The Travel Pack. This is one of the important DLCs. If you don't want to spend a lot of your gil, you can get this, so this way you can cut the cost of, if you're going to a hotel in the game, I say in-game, fueling up on gas, or using the fast travel system, the price will be cut in half. So, if you really want to, get the Travel Pack. Gourmand said, already explained it. Camera Kit, I think it just adds a few extra filters, I think. I'm not sure. The Angler Set, it's another 50 cents piece of DLC, which unfortunately doesn't explain what's in it. That sucks. Masamune I already said. And then the Final Fantasy 15 Booster Pack Plus. Now, for the Booster Pack Pack Plus. You will gain 3 things out of this, and this is only for Season Pass users. You will gain the Dragon Drain and Aviar, which are used for angling, but they are currently the second best pieces of equipment to use for fishing in the game. So if you're struggling with fishing, you could get the Season Pass in order to gain the Booster Pack Plus. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Plus, you'll gain one of the most broken swords in the game. Ragnarok. Now, Ragnarok is a very special sword in the game. If you get like I said, if you get the Season Pass and Booster Pack Plus. Why am I repeating myself? Okay, point is, Ragnarok can basically deal a high amount of damage from Warp Strikes. And if you have any of the Warp Strike upgrades from the Ascension board, you'll be pretty much dealing a ton of damage to enemies. And trust me, the Ragnarok is a worthwhile weapon if you're using a lot of Warp Strikes. Because basically you will be able to possibly knock out a large majority of weak enemies. Now, other than that, that's all, really. So, hope you all have a good day, and hopefully my little gloomy day outside will be a lot better. Anyways, I should be going now. Until the next video, ciao!